curious monsters, and welcome to the lab. I'm Teacher Jappy, and this is Karen. Anyway, today we're gonna learn about the numbers 5 and 6, and then we're gonna make our own D6. That's the six-sided die, or the die that you see in most board games. And then we're gonna make our own monster design, just like Karen. Sound cool? He seems to think so. Anyway, let's get to it! Hold up! Have you clicked the like button yet? And have you subscribed to the channel? Because liking and subscribing lets the whole world know about all the cool stuff that's happening here. It'll help another bored child be unbored, just like you will be. So help them out by doing just that. This is part 3 of the series. The videos for numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4 are on the channel. You can look through and do those games first. The links to those will be down below. If you've already watched it and done it and had fun, we can move on to this one. Let's go! So after 1, 2, 3, and 4 is 5. Now we have nothing, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Nothing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nothing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nothing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next up after 5 is 6. So now we have nothing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Nothing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nothing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nothing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now that we've learned about the numbers 5 and 6, let's get cracking on how to write them. We'll start with number 5. 5 is a bit tricky to do. It's a short standing line and then a curve with the sleeping line up on top. Think of that as a tummy and a hat. Here's an easy way to remember which side the tummy and hat should be facing. This hand trick works if you use this hand, the right hand, for writing, like I do. Put your other hand, that's the left hand, down on the paper or board. Then, trace the side of the pointer finger for the standing line, and then around the thumb for the tummy. Then just write the sleeping line in the same direction that the tummy is facing. There, number 5. If you use the other hand to write, you can simply place that down on your board or paper just to see which way the tummy should face. Practice writing 5 some more by filling up your board or paper. Moving on to number 6. Number 6 is just a curve that closes into a circle at the bottom. Easy! What can be tricky about 6 is remembering which side the circle is on. The hand hack to that is this. Again, this works if you use this hand to write. Place your other hand, the left, like this onto the paper or board. Then, start the curve near the tip of your pointer. Trace along the inside of your fingers and make the curve. Then, close the circle at the bottom. There you go! Number 6. If you use the other hand to write, just place that hand down so you know which side the circle should be on. Practice writing 6 some more by filling up your paper or board. Now that we've learned our numbers, we can go ahead and make our own D6. It should look like this. It's a cube. It's a shape that has squares all around. If you have any board games at home and there are dice that come with it, chances are very high that this is the kind of die that you have. Also a D6. But the ones that come in board games usually have dots instead of numbers. If you want, you can use this for our games today. But this whole series, we have been making, or will make for the other numbers, our very own die. So, I'm gonna show you how to make this. To make this, we'll need some cardboard. You can use whatever you have. Folders, old cereal boxes, things like that. We'll need some scissors, a pencil, and a marker. Finally, glue and tape to put it together. Then we'll also need art supplies so we can decorate and personalize our D6. You can use whatever you want. We're gonna need the help of mom, dad, or anyone else older because we're going to need to make sure that these measurements are precise. Otherwise, the D6 might not close. Alright, let's get cracking. First, we're going to need to make 6 squares that are exactly the same size and shape. It's the easiest to do with a ruler, but any straight edge will do. Here's how. First, draw a sleeping line. Just make sure you make note of how long it is. Then, draw a standing line on each side, exactly as long as the first line. To make sure the lines are pointing in the right direction or have the perfect angle, you can use something that the straight edge or ruler can stand on. If you don't have anything, you can make the sleeping line longer and make it stand on that. Maybe make that part lighter so you know it's not part of your square. When you're done, do that 5 more times so you end up with 6 squares. To save space on your cardboard, you can actually draw the squares right beside each other. Now, we can cut them all out. Remember, when using scissors, always point the scissors forward. Use the other hand to turn the cardboard around. Before we decorate our square, write the numbers 1 to 6 on each of them. When designing, make sure that the numbers can still be clearly seen. Maybe draw a circle around each one or just don't paint too close to them. After that, go bananas on the design. Make it your very own. Here's how to put it all together. First, cut a few strips from your cardboard and set it aside. Next, we'll form the squares in a T shape. Make sure the numbers are facing down. Next, put glue around the squares in these areas. That's where we'll put the cardboard strips. Leave the glue to air a little bit so that they will reach maximum stickiness. When they're super sticky, put the cardboard strips on the side and leave that to dry. When the glue is dry, it's time to start closing the D6. Do each of these slowly so that the glue has time to set. Put glue on the edges where 2 squares will meet. Air the glue a little bit and then stick the strips. Keep going until you reach the last square. This will be the tricky one. Put glue on the inside parts on the sides of the box and all over the cover. Air them all and then stick the strips on the inside. Then, close the lid and let it dry again. Remember to make sure the glue is dry between every step. Otherwise, the D6 might just open up. When all the glue is dry, we'll tape all the edges of the D6 so that it'll stay sealed. And there you have it! You made your own D6. You can use this in so many board games. Also, we'll use this in a lot of activities on the channel. And now, it's time to design our own monsters. We're just gonna need a paper or a board and some coloring supplies. But before we dive in, we're gonna need some monster part cards. To do that, we'll need to fold our paper several times to make smaller boxes. Fold the paper in the middle. Take one side of the paper and bring it all the way to the other side. Then, smoosh the edges flat. Now, fold the paper in the middle one more time. When we open them up, we should have 4 smaller boxes. In each of these boxes, we will draw a part that the monsters we will design will have. Those would be things like eyes, ears, noses, horns, arms, legs, whatever. If you want your monster to have more kinds of parts, you can fold the paper one more time to make 8 small boxes. Cut up all the boxes. Then, draw all the monster parts that you want. These will be our monster part cards. Now that we have everything ready, I'll tell you how this game goes. Gather your D6, your monster part cards, and all your art supplies. Let's go! Turn all the monster part cards face down. Maybe shuffle them too. Next, on your paper or board, draw a shape. That will be either your monster's head or their body. It can be any shape you want. Now, pick a monster part card. That will be the part that you draw next. Then, roll your D6. The number on top will be how many of that monster part you will draw. For example, I got eyes, and I rolled a 5. So, my monster will have 5 eyes. You can put the card back in the pile if you want, so you can draw more eyes later on, or you can put it aside so you can pick a new part. Keep going until you're happy with how weird and cool your monster is. And that's it for today. You can make monsters with your whole family. You can take turns picking the monster part card, then rolling the D6, and then drawing that part on your own monsters. Or you can draw monsters as a team. You can take turns picking the monster part card, rolling the D6, and drawing that all on the same monster. Go wild and have fun. Moms and dads, you can find us on Instagram and Facebook, so you'll always be up to date with all things Curious Monsterland. If you have any questions on how to convert these activities for younger or older kids, that would be the best place to reach us. The links to those will be down below. Well, that means my job here is done. Make the world a better place with your awesomeness by always remembering this. Be brave, be kind, and stay curious.